had to dig deep in himself to get that final match.
And it starts, and both players choose Quickman as left race.
Yep, so as in the last match, these two are going to be starting with Quickman. As we mentioned before, Quickman is one of the generally the easier stages to go with because of the fact that you rarely would need to use items, and items will be kind of hard to come by early. It'll probably be a random guess. The thing you'll probably get like item 1 to do the final quick zip, and it's not that much of a time save in the grand scheme.
And you need a long flash stopper, so that's not really worse. Some birds, some trash cans, some rabbits.
Some one-shot opponents throughout the entire stretch. But anyway, Prodigy being the first to go through the force beam section, which has been the bane of his existence at times. Dagit not too far behind, probably a little far behind, taking a little bit of time beating the enemies on route to this area. So Prodigy being the first one on his way to Quick Door, and we got some immune monkeys, Buster immune monkeys. That is something to take note later on if we see these guys again.
And Prodigy has a kind of low life here, so you have to be careful. And it's another Hitman, so that should be okay, but he's not Buster weak, so it's gonna be a long fight.
Unfortunately, since the tournament is on easy mode, just for the sake of accessibility for newer players that are in this tournament, this is not as bad. If this was on normal, imagine dealing 1 damage every single time in this fight.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's not fun and it's tedious. But Prodigy managed to beat Heatman fine. Doesn't get an item for his trouble, but he does move on.
As the Dagit. 1 Flashman and 2 Flashman stages. Prodigy with a kind of 10 seconds lead here.
Got some Biocom music in Flashman stage. Pretty nice to have at this point. But yeah, some of the fun has been taken away by the fact that we got crabs in this area. Anyway, we check Buster Walls. And of course we don't have Buster Walls.
I don't think it. I think it's the crab who takes the hit from Prodigy, so I don't think walls are rest away.
It's the first on Dagit's end as well.
Yep.
He shot the wall as well, so definitely not Buster weak walls. And of course we got crabs in the final stretch of Flash. So it's not going to be that easy to try to get the E-Tank that's at the end. Prodigy
Seafood Flashman stage.
Looked like Dagit was trying to go for it, but slipped off the platform.
No E-Tank for both of our players. And we have some Quickman in Flashman stage.
It's almost seemed like every time I go to see Flash Room, Quickman is usually there.
Take care, nice Prodigy. It was close, but it's okay.
Yeah, it also helped that Quickman was also Buster Soft Weak, so this is a pretty easy fight for both of these guys. And we got more crabs and bubbles. Vanilla enemies, not quite vanilla place. So yeah, honor of our...
Yep, vanilla water. So we don't see anything.
I would like to say, in honor of our current freshman that's beside commentary on me, that would be French vanilla, as you would say.
Oh, come on.
Well, that is the general term. We're obliged to say that as well.
There is no baguette here?
A French vanilla baguette. How would that sound?
Good job with the bubble zip.
Dag is trying to do the same.
And good job from Dagit.
Interesting quick boomerang we have here.
I don't see them, so that's weird.
Well, we are still in bitrate falls, so it's not that hard to, you know, not see them. Exploding to the music. Nice improv, Prodigy. Nice improv. Anyway, we got Crashman in Bubble Room. Not weak to quick boomerang though. Yeah, I was about to say he might actually want to switch weapons, but he also decides to take the E-Tank as well.
Yeah, of course. That's a good decision, because remember, use your E-Tanks is better than die.
Well, Bubble ended up being worthless anyway, so let's see if Dagger's probably gonna switch back to Buster. No, he gonna keep quick boomerang. To be fair, since Crash is not Buster weak, you might as well just stick with the weapon you're at right now to not deal with too much menuing. So that's not a bad idea.
It seems we have a pretty good item for zipping. Oh yeah.
To great effect. Daggett following suit, it appears. Prodigy trying to do this other zip as well, but it wastes so little time. I mean, it saves little time. The problem is if you miss, you're more than likely wasting time trying to do it again.
Oh, Daggett have some trouble with the first zip. You should be trigger. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, safe to say that's a pretty good item 1 for it to last that long. So I'm expecting a lot of item 1 zipping later on in the game.
This item 1 was pretty vanilla.
I would like to think last a little longer, but it's hard to tell at this rate. Anyway, we got Airman in Metal Stage.
And he's gone.
Well, I was going to say a particular tidbit about Air and Metal, but Airman went by so fast it's basically a moot point. But anyway, it seems like Prodigy has found item 2 for his troubles as well. So we're gonna know that Dagger's gonna get item 2 as well. And right now, it seems like Prodigy has pretty much all the items he needs to attempt the good wood zip. You can either use item 1 or item 3. Item 3 is the safe one to use since it has no randomized attribute, but since there's a good item 1 this seed, Prodigy is probably going to Woodman stage very early and trying to utilize good wood as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Dagger is going to Air. With item 2 in tow, it could make Airman easier. But of course, this is Airman stage we're talking about. So Prodigy take care of the hot dogs finally. I'm assuming he's going for it. Kind of misplaces item 1 though. Prodigy is about to successfully do good wood. Meanwhile, we got Joe in the clouds.
That is using a good using of item 2 here.
Yeah, glad he was aware of where he was flying.
While Prodigy seems to manage to do the good wood. One more screen. And that's it. Good wood.
Don't say it.
Oh,
Don't say
come
it.
on!
Do not say it.
I didn't have the time to think about it.
I
Wow.
know. That's why. That's why I'm calling you out on it early. But yeah, we got Woodman is vanilla spot, while Dagit is still working around Airman stage. Dagit about to find out who's in air room.
Thank you, Raniro, but that's not the way you do that. Don't speak French.
Don't tick off the Frenchman. Don't insult him like that.
You just can't speak about the baguette.
But yeah, we got Dagit done with air stage. Didn't quite get to see who was the actual boss, but I did see he was actually Buster Southwick, so it was a very, very quick fight. Meanwhile, we got Prodigy and Dagit just switching stages right now. Prodigy following Dagit, while Dagit's finishing off what Prodigy done already. But of course, Prodigy performing all of this right now, his lead is pretty much already established.
Yeah, maybe half stage?
Yeah, I would probably say about that much. Probably gonna be longer. I do not expect Dagit to try to do good wood like he did the last game. Leaf Shield one-shotting the hot dogs. So we're expecting at least a good stretch here. Oh, it was a bubble that was in air room. That was Buster Southwick. And a fairly tame one at that. Very easy fight.
Yeah, sure. And no good word for Dagit.
As I pretty much anticipated. So no item 3 in hand. With Heat and Crash left, Prodigy opts to go to Crash first.
I'm not agreeing with that thing, cause in Hitman with this item 1 you can do both zips. Plus using LA2 over the yoke blocks, so on my own I'm gonna go with Heat.
Actually, I would agree with you. Especially as you said, we got a good item 1. Is even though you might not have item 3 for the more common vanilla zip with item 3, with item 1 in hand and with such a good item 1, you can do both zips. You just said it. So I agree with you. He probably would have been the better choice. And with item 3 potentially being in Heat, I would actually make that risk.
I think that's an error from Prodigy here, but that's his choice.
But we're gonna see if he made the right decision and had.
And we have Woodman on Woodman stage on Dagit. So is that even no?
Quit teasing me. I know it teased when I hear.
I'm so sorry. I have to say that. I'm sorry. I feel bad if I don't say that.
Dagit making the move to Heat, man.
Yeah, that's a move, I guess. I think there's a better choice from Dagit.
Saving Crash for last, possibly hoping that item 3 is here. But if he does go for Zips, which it doesn't look like it, he's probably gonna go vanilla and not use item 1 as a means to zip. He's probably not used to trying to zip with item 1 in this stage. So unfortunately, he's not gonna be able to gain some time on Prodigy, because I fully expect Prodigy to do so. Meanwhile, we got a weak Metal Man in Crash Room, so good fight from Prodigy.
He was here, but he's gone.
And item 3 is confirmed to be in Heatman stage, so Prodigy wasted a little bit of time with the Crash climb.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Dagit is going through the stage normally, not utilizing item 1 at all to try to skip this.
Okay.
Trying to skip this area at all. And the bird doing bird things, sniping Prodigy at a potential means to do the item 1 zip, and again.
Nope.
Reminder that birds are jerks.
Oh, he was good and he failed it. Don't die, Prodigy.
Yeah, he must have missed the A trigger to try to do a jumping zip at that point. But anyway, Dagger using the item 2 to fly across the Yoku blocks, as pretty much expected. You are not gonna. I mean, you're not going to use item 2 in that area if you have it.
What are you doing, Prodigy?
Yeah, that was some rather uncharacteristic execution from Prodigy.
And he's gonna do the zip with item 1. Oh no, it's a fail. You have to do it vanilla.
No, I think he's grinding for energy.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Meanwhile, Dagit having a little bit of issue with this Flash, man. He's a little spastic this time around, but Dagit's able to take him out. And he's going to be rewarded with item 3 for his trouble, so his Crashman stage should be a little faster than Prodigy, but Prodigy is still probably going to be in the Wily stages first before Dagit finishes Crash. So Prodigy is still has a lead. And Prodigy is about to go to Heat Boss Room where he's going to face this incredibly spastic Flashman. Dagit doing the crash zip perfectly, so he should be good to go. Prodigy trying to manipulate him.
Don't die. Take care. Okay, that's good.
Having a little trouble with Flash for a little bit. Almost died. But yeah, you're able to manipulate Flashman's overall movement with the metal blades. That was pretty much what Prodigy was trying to do.
Prodigy is the first one to enter Wily stages by a 17:40. That's a pretty solid time.
Of course, now we got Prodigy and Wily 1. Chat, you know what time it is. With the randomization of the colors, we want you to guess the color of that dragon. And of course, as always, extra credit for the weakness. I think I'll start this time around. I'm gonna go with the Creed special and hope for a monochrome dragon. with the weakness of, let's do bubble this time.
And so on my own, I'm gonna go with a Barbie dragon with some crush weakness.
Just remind the people in chat, I'm 1 for 1 on perfect weaknesses for the dragon. I hope to be 2 for 2. So Dagit taking on the very, very easy Metal Man, and he's about to be on his way to the Wily stages as well. Not too far behind, but we're gonna see how Prodigy takes on the rest of the Wily stages.
1 minute and 20 seconds behind from Dagit, so that's not so far.
Prodigy going for the vertical zips here. It's an incomplete one, but it's still a very solid one. Alright, let's see what we got for our dragon right now. We got a blue dragon, I'm already screwed.
Ow. But, with this pink and magenta...
It's literally cotton candy.
There is a kind of Burby, I know. Did I win?
He's a tasty dragon. I like to bite him.
Oh, maybe. Like, don't know the word in English for that, but like some candies. I don't remember the name of that candies, but it looks like something like that. Not Crash. No life more for Prodigy. Take care. Yeah, use your tank.
Prodigy's still digging for weapons. The more time he digs for weapons, the more time Daggy can gain time.
Heat weakness. Okay.
Honestly, by process of elimination, I think I'm correct. Because the dragon has 2 weaknesses. Heat was one of them, and Prodigy went through the entire slot except for Bubble. Bubble is the second weakness, guaranteed.
Bubble is an awful weakness because you can have some bad arc bubble and you can't touch anything with that.
I don't care,
yeah.
that still makes me correct. At least
Of course. But I understand why Prodigy keep it for last.
Yeah, you are right. Bubble is a very awkward weakness. Especially if you got such a short distance bubble. Yeah, he did try to use air. Air was not it. It tanked.
He tried everything except heat and bubble. So he find the heat weakness, and so the other weakness is bubble for sure. Because dragon have 2 weaknesses. Some fat fans here. We didn't see many of them on the seeds.
I would say this spiel about the Fantasy Inquisition, but this is not necessarily a bad place for the fans to be around. So, oh wait, I was wrong. I thought he teamed with air. I've been lied to. It was false hope.
What? I believed on what you say.
It was false hope. I've been lied to, and therefore lied to everyone else. I'm sorry, I'm muting myself.
Okay.
I've been made a liar out of.
Our Pico is crush weak, but it's a huge ammo consumption, so you have to go back and find another. And here we have Bubble. Kind of vanilla.
It's pretty vanilla. But
we
yeah,
had a hair weakness too, but I guess Prodigy tried it and can't even kill one of the things with 3 shots, so he stopped.
Yeah, commenting on chat, if that was the case with air, then yeah, air can be a really finicky weakness for the dragon. So if the air was actually really hard to hit, I wouldn't be surprised.
And by dagit, we found our walls are weak to bubble again, and that's a nasty bubble, so...
This is gonna be a fun boot fight.
And Prodigy will have to fish for that again. Wow, what a toxic waiter.
Yeah, that's some pretty toxic water.
Toxic garbage island.
Well, of course you could say that's like Mellow Yellow or Mountain Dew, and it still be the same thing.
Dagit is making his way off Wily 2.
And Prodigy on his last stretch in Wily 3.
And of what I saw, none of our players in both raids tried to do the suicide drop. I'm disappointed. I'm mega sad.
Dagit digging for weaknesses and found air, but air was taking 2 hits per pop, so nah, not good. Prodigy finding metal for the guts tank, not bad at all. That's pretty good weakness to find, actually. Dagit wisely used the E-Tank. As mentioned before, Pico is a really dangerous fight in these conditions, trying to find randomized weapons and all. And of course, they deal a lot of damage. It stopped many a good player. So in the meanwhile, we got Prodigy going through Wily 4, utilizing all his items to go through the vertical sections quickly. Also, as a note, since we had mentioned it before, the screen that Prodigy is on and this screen that Prodigy skipped both have randomized fake floors, but only those two screens. Just a note for those that are wondering about that.
What do we have in Wily 4? Lightning Lords? But they disappeared.
Yeah,
We elevator stage. No, Prodigy, don't do what I do.
yeah, a fairly empty
Wily 4,
platform
yeah,
area.
sure. Oh wow, that was close.
See if Prodigy tries to go for the Wily 4 zip again. It messes it up.
Oops.
So now he's got to be really careful on his items. He hopefully needs a means to get up to the other booming turns, so he wisely decides not to use item 1 to try to do the same zip.
I guess he's keeping it for the alien zip. But now he have to fish for weaknesses. To the walls. Looking for metal and wood, of course.
And metal and wood are not weak for either one of them. So Prodigy's gonna have to do quite a bit of digging. And unfortunately realizes that bubble is a wall weakness.
You don't have many bubble ammo, you have to take care. I hope it's gonna be good, but yeah, it should be good. But you don't have to mess. Okay, that should be good.
He should destroy all the walls that he needs in order to beat Booby. Though he's gonna need to do an edge jump. What? It's air again. He didn't need to destroy many walls. Because this was a pretty vertical air. He probably could have gone through and destroyed minimal walls to beat Booby. But air is such a unreliable weakness, though. It's very rare to use air for it.
Yeah, depending on what the pattern of a weapon, you can use it like Woodman or Metal Man. So on my own, that's why I love to check it as the first weapon, because with this airman, you don't really need to check to kill all the walls. I mean.
Dagit has no E-Tank, so he's taking a little bit of time to get this E-Tank. It's a wise move, but it's wasting time.
Yeah. But of course our player don't know where the other are, so better to play safe. It's still better than dying.
Of course.
And I forgot, my bad tracking. I forgot to remove Prodigy's ones. Which robot did he kill?
I say it doesn't matter. Just leave it as is. I don't even mess with it during the refights.
Aw. Flash is dead. It's
But yeah,
okay.
right now...
I missed 3 of them. Oh my bad.
Yeah, he's already halfway done through the refights. This is his 5th one. Looks like he found Leaf Shield as a secondary... No, that's Quick Boomerang, isn't it? I think that's Quick Boomerang. Thought someone hit Leaf Shield for a moment. But regardless of the matter, that was still a secondary weakness to make the heat fight much faster. Meanwhile, we got Dagit in his boobing fight. He already knows that Bubble is a wall weakness, but he's gonna have to dig a little bit to find the air weakness. Prodigy moving along very smoothly on his last robot fight. And that's our Robot Masters down. Let's see if the Wily machine is weak to the Buster yet again. And of course it is.
As always.
Seriously, there is a randomized chance that the Buster is not a weakness for the Wily machine. But it is so many times. It kind of makes you wonder. But anyway, Prodigy quickly takes out the Wily machine and is on the way to Wily 6, which we lovingly call Victory Road, as he's on his way to the alien. Oh! We do have a rare
machine? Or not?
Hey, your call.
Yeah, zipping.
Yeah, we're not gonna have time to guess the color.
I'm gonna go with a blue one. And vanilla bubble week.
I'm abstaining from guessing. That is a Lavender Dragon. That is also weak to Crash again.
Oh, wow. And
Well,
Prodigy is done with an official SRO time of 32-14. GG's to Prodigy, who wins this match.
And in winning both matches, Prodigy defeats Dagit 2-0 and moves on his bracket 2-0. He's basically guaranteed to be at the top spot in his group. So he's probably going to be moving on safely to the bracket rounds.
Hey guys.
Hey Prodigy, congrats, dude.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah,
Hello.
Nice.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. I can hear now.
Hello.
Hello.
So Prodigy, first and foremost, GG on your race.
Thank you. Thanks. ありがとうございます。
Sure. But anyway, how do you feel about your races? Especially the first race. I'm pretty sure I wonder how you feeling on your thoughts about that bubble death.
Well, when you try to be fast and yeah, things happen. Didn't consider that Joe. I thought I was gonna go off screen before he shoots, but well, it happens. The bullet was on the right spot on the right time.
So Prodigy,
That's happening. Yeah, go on, Creed.
But yeah, our apologies. But yeah, with this, you're pretty much you're 2-0 right now in your group. You pretty much almost have a guaranteed stretch to go into the brackets on the next phase. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's fun that I'm playing the rando again, first of all. The group, I don't think about the players much, to be honest. I like race against myself, if that makes any sense.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, if that makes any sense. And I try to be as consistent as possible, like get similar times every time. And not risk it from the start of the tournament, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's pretty understandable. Meanwhile, keeping up on Daggit's progress, he just now touched the alien, and he's on just about to fight him. Hopefully, he'll quickly find the crash weakness like you did, because you found that weakness fast.
Yeah, because I was zipping, and we're on page 2. The closest thing to item 1 is C, Clash Bomb. So yeah.
He's checking page 2 quickly too. He's checking page 2 is the play now. And congrats to Dagit, which finished with an official SRL time of 35. Well done, Dagit.
Yeah, GG to both our runners. They did a fantastic job on their runs.
Of course. Congrats to both of you. And hope we're gonna have Dagit soon. Really gonna come? Yeah, he's gonna come. Okay.
I sincerely hope that was entertaining and not too mundane for you guys.
Y'all done great.
I had nothing to work with. Like the first seat had a static item. I did the best I could with it. And the second had a pretty good item, and I think I missed the zips that I had to do. Like heat first zip, I missed it. And
Yeah,
Wily 4 zip.
Yeah, you had a little bit of trouble in heat stage with the item 1. Especially with the birds.
Especially with the birds.
Every time I see a bird, I shouldn't go for this. And every time the greed for the small time save. Come on.
Of course, we all want small time saves. Swag over time saves.
Exactly.
That's the meme.
Yeah, but in the meanwhile, now we got Daggit with us. Welcome, Daggit. GG's to you.
Thank you. GG to Prodigy.
GG, Daggit.
Hope you had fun with the races.
Oh, I always do. It was a pleasure to race against you. You know, I know that you're better at the randomizer than me, so going in, I didn't really have an expectation of winning very much, but I feel like I played really well, and you still beat me. So it's, you know, it's one of those like I did my best, but you still beat me.
Yeah, like it absolutely. You did really great. You were sorry. You wasn't really far behind. I mean, at both of the races, at the end of Wily stages, you were just like a half stage behind. So you did a really great job. I
told you, Dagit. Like, you can beat me easily. One major mistake, and it's over. Told you. And apparently, it was like, if Metal says half stage, like that means one bit. That's one bit away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Daggy, you were actually pretty consistent with your runs. I mean, while Prodigy did eventually overtake you, I had to commend you on how solid you play. I think for the most part, you played nearly flawlessly on the first seed, and on the second seed, you still managed to keep pace with Prodigy for quite a bit. So consider me wowed.
All right, thank you. Yeah, the big mistake I made on the second seed was I went to heat instead of crash at the end. I accidentally selected heat.
The funny thing is, Metalo and I thought you actually made the correct decision based on the final 2 stages.
That was the correct decision. Item 3 was locked in crash anyway, as far as I can remember. You have only item 1 and item 2 on that heat stage, and you have no way to get item 3. So yeah.
No, item 3 was heat lock. That's what we saw.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and we saw it when Prodigy goes to crash. We saw that with this item 1, you can do both zips, plus using the item 2 to cross the Yoku block. So we thought Dagit made a good choice at this point.
Oh, so he had item 3 for the climbing crash. Nice.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Nice.
Yes, he did.
So I don't think that's an error from you, Dagit. That was a good choice on our own. We speak about it.
Well, of course we didn't know that because that's how the randomizer works. But in the end, when Metalo and I were discussing it, we still thought it was the good decision to go to heat as opposed to crash because of item 3 being out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like in retrospect, it was a good choice. At the time, it was an accident. I wish I was more practiced with using item 1 in Heat to do the zips. Like when I saw the Flyboys, I was like, "Oh, item 1 and Flyboy. Like I'm not even attempting this zip. I just I just went on." At that point.
Well, Prodigy's in Prodigy, would you like to explain how your heat worked?
Well, the birds lost me a minute.
Always birds' fault.
Almost a minute. I tried the first zip, the exclusive dagit. The birds lost me like a lot of time. Then I was getting low on item 1 and I didn't have 3, so I said it's just better continue. At least do the second zip. Then I failed the second zip too, and I had to refill ammo from the Flyboys. Then I did the zip, and it was really awkward, but still worked out. Still fine.
Yeah. That zip helps a lot because with the Flyboys on the pillar section is very slow. There's so much lag.
All right, so Bello, do you
Go
have
on,
anything
Creed.
else to add?
I'm gonna have a question from Dagit. So Dagit, it was your first match, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's unfortunately your first lose. So as we are group stage matches, what do you expect from the next ones?
I hope to win so that I can progress out of the group stage.
Sure.
But I don't know. I'm not familiar with the other runners in my group, so I'm not really sure what to expect there. I definitely know I need to put in some more practice before my next match. I need to get practice with the unusual zips that are sort of exclusive to the randomizer. It's easy to practice zips in vanilla, right? But you kind of need a certain seed to practice the other zips.
Yeah, sure. So your goal here is to get out from the group stage match.
Yep.
Of course. So good luck on that, Dagit.
Thank you.
All right, so Prodigy, Dagit, before we close out, do you have any other final words, final requests, any shout outs before we conclude this little shindig?
Yeah, shoutouts to everybody that watches. Thank you guys for stepping in as commentators in the last moment, and it was a pleasure racing Dagit. Thanks, Dagit, and I hope you guys have fun.
I'm similar. You know, thank everyone that Prodigy thanked, the viewers. You guys for stepping in for commentary, and you know it was really fun to race Prodigy. I'm glad I had an opportunity. I don't think I had an opportunity in the last tournament, or maybe I did at the very end.
We didn't meet up. I remember we didn't meet up.
Yeah, so it was very nice to get to race you today.
All right, if that's all that we had to say, Mello, you got any last words?
Just to remember to everyone, our next matches, I guess. Checking on the schedule. Next matches. Where is it? We have some matches on tomorrow. Me versus One Cabin at 4:30 p.m. EST, and Prodigy, your last match versus the MDP at 7 p.m. EDT. Then we're gonna have Charlie versus Comba at 8 p.m. EDT on Sunday still, and we're gonna have some Siberian Bowl versus Stephen Six on Monday at 7 p.m. EDT. So stay tuned, guys. Some Mega Man here.
Yeah, we got a triple header coming up this upcoming Sunday. So stay tuned to the SpeedGaming channels to keep an eye on all the Mega Man 2 randomizer action that is coming up very, very shortly. We're just in the beginning of our group phases, and it's gonna be wild and crazy as the randomizer is. So for Mello, for our racers, Prodigy and Dagit, this is LV Creed wishing everyone a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. Until the next race, everyone, have a good night.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks. And see you soon. Make sure to follow the runner, guys.
Of course. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.